Is that good? I'm in focus? Woo! Hey guys, it's Greg, Good Greg, with another video for you folks. I just want to get it out of the way. I know I took a break last week. Didn't give you guys a video. I know y'all were waiting on me to post something, man, and I just didn't, right? It's not cool. Well, I was at the Mardi Gras catching some beads. It was really fun. I haven't been to a parade in years. But now back to giving y'all what y'all love, which is some great content. If this is your first video, go ahead and follow me on Instagram if you want to just stay up to date with my life, you know, or just see some cool stuff, because I think I have a cool life. And you can also follow me on the TikTok, because that's, oh guys, that's the new Vine. That's the new wave. Plenty of fun stuff. I don't know. I want to go viral, so help me out. All right, so today I'm going to do a little fun video, at least fun to me. And I want to go over some of my favorite shows that I'm watching on Netflix right now. And by now, I mean March 2020. So if it's, 6 months from now and you watch this video, it might not be that same little list. But without further ado, let's get into it. So number one, and this is a show I got into randomly a couple months ago, just, browsing the homepage. And that show is Ozark. Okay, guys, this show, when I tell you, it has you on edge. It has you not really knowing if you're a good person or a bad person, because you don't know who to root for. Ozark is, in a nutshell, about this accountant guy who ends up somehow getting caught up with a Mexican cartel. And through, some money laundering and whatnot, he gets in a little bit of a pickle. And has to get his family out of that situation, or at least try to. There's lots of blood, gore, nudity, scandal, cheating, just everything. Okay, everything in a great crime show is in this TV show. It's got some great actors, one of which being Jason Bateman, he's been in a ton of stuff. I could think of a bunch of stuff right now, but let me just check my phone just to make sure. He's been in Horrible Bosses, Arrested Development, Hancock, classic movie, Zootopia, and a bunch of stuff I never heard of. So, great show. A lot of big other actors too, but that's, that's the main guy. So the next show on this list is Sugar Rush. Okay, I don't know why I just did that like it's gonna pop up, but Sugar Rush. Quick aside, I'm not a big cooker. I'm not a big baker. I could probably honestly burn water, which I'm pretty sure is called boiling, but I would somehow find a way to mess it up. But this is a show about a bunch of teams of bakers who get together, and every single episode they have to bake something that's crazy. Like you gotta build a cake that resembles outer space, or you gotta cook a muffin or a cupcake that exemplifies karate. If you like competitions and you like kind of, figuring out who's gonna win and who's got the best dish or whatever, then this is a really good show for you. And what's cool about it is every single episode they bring a new guest judge. So this can be somebody that's either within the chef, cooking, restaurant business. It could be a actress, it could be a singer, it could be an Olympic star. Even if you can't cook, you'll find some enjoyment in it, because it's just, some of the stuff they make is ridiculous, but you just can't stop watching it. I also love sweets, so good stuff. Third show that is real hot on my Netflix list is Love is Blind. Y'all, when I tell you this show will drive you crazy, it will drive you crazy, okay? So the premise of it is there's 8 or 9 guys, 8 or 9 girls, complete strangers, and they get put into what's called pods, right? So basically they all do sort of like blind dating behind this wall. So they can talk to each other, they can speak, ask questions, whatever, but they can't physically see each other, okay? And the goal of it is kind of like this experiment. The goal is to see if you can truly fall in love with someone without ever seeing them, right? You just talk to them, you tell them how you feel about them, some of your secrets, where you're from, what you want in a partner, and from that, they're supposed to make a decision if they want to actually marry you. Yeah, I know. But that's whatever. So the main thing is that you see these couples or these people interact, and it's just fun figuring out who's going to actually be a match and who's going to not make it. After they initially get engaged, you know, with their partner, they go and they live together for a couple weeks. They go and they meet each other's parents, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of cool because if you do remove that element of the physical side of it, can you still truly choose a life partner? So that's a cool show. All right, number 4. So this show has been out for, many years now, and I've watched every single season, most of the episodes, not all of them though, because I heard some are kind of a little too extra weird. But this show is Black Mirror. If you are into science fiction, if you're into stuff like Twilight Zone and aliens and artificial intelligence and the future is doomed and technology is a piece of trash, that it's actually awesome, this is the show for you. Every episode's its own episode, right? You don't have to watch episode 1 to understand 2. Or 2 to understand 3. And they just sort of explore some of the nuances of modern society and where it could go if we don't really check it and, I guess, keep things at bay. So some of these things include how social media impacts our lives. For example, one episode explores how in society you have social scores where if you do something that's mischievous or seen as dishonorable or seen as, dishonest, basically everyone has a score, over their head. And this can range from 0 to 1,000. So if you are a very social person, you do the right thing, you're very polite, you're very kind, you might be, let's say, a 900. Whereas if you steal, you lie, you don't hold doors open, things like that, you might be like a 150. I don't know. But what it sort of explores is if you drop below a certain number, you actually go into sort of like a social prison because you're no longer allowed to be a part of society. Crazy. And of course the big catch is that a lot of the people who are highly rated just know how to fake it, whereas people who are lower ranked are just very honest and very open. That's one example of that show. Check it out. It's got about 4 or 5 seasons. Right, so last show on my list is a really good classic show that we've probably all watched growing up, but it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Well, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina the Witch. So this show is just, man, it's awesome. So it kind of explores what it's like to be a witch. Obviously, her family is witches. She goes to a normal high school with humans, trying to balance that life, right? Do I want to choose to be a witch or a human? Do I give my life to he who shall not be named? Or do I fall in love and be a normal person? And so what I really like about this show is very early on, they make a lot of parallels to Christianity and, Catholicism, which whether you're a Catholic or not, or Christian or not, there's a lot of just sort of ritualistic things that are done and phrases that are common and whatnot. And they kind of take those nuances and kind of flip them. Like you might say, hey, thank the Lord. They might say, praise Satan, which is terrible. I would never say that. But it's kind of interesting because, it's like you get this side of things that you never really think about or explore. And they kind of just make a whole show out of it, right? Just kind of that hoodoo side. And it's just like everyday stuff. But you've got angels, you've got witches, you've got, other stuff that I won't really talk about because I don't want to spoil it. But that's a great show. I've been watching it for a little bit. It's got 3 seasons now. All right, and then as a bonus, I've gotta mention it. Y'all, my all-time favorite TV show, it's really not a Netflix show, but, is The Office. Oh. Guys, if you love comedy and humor, if you're a fan of Friends or Parks and Recreation or Grey's Anatomy, it's kind of one of those shows that you can it's got a bunch of seasons, but literally you can watch an episode millions of times and still find something that's funny about it, that teaches you something about yourself, or just, I don't know, just a good time. The first season, I'm gonna just give you a heads up, it's not, not all that great, especially not the first episode. To me it is, but your first time watching, you might not, quite like it. But it is just, it's got Steve Carell in it, okay? And that guy's great, man. He's in Anchorman, he's in Steve Carell. He's 57 years old. All right, so The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Crazy Stupid Love. He's also Gru in Despicable Me. The Morning Show, that's also great. It's not on Netflix, but it's on Apple TV. But anyways, he's in a bunch of stuff, you know, Bruce Almighty, Evan Almighty. I didn't have to check for that. Those are my recommendations for Netflix. Thank y'all for watching. Please, if you get a moment, to hit that like button and that subscribe button, because that makes a huge deal to me. It means the world. It makes me, you know, happy. So, how to get 1 million subscribers in 5 seconds. By the way, guys, if you have any shows that you recommend on Netflix, please let me know down in the comments below. And also let me know some of your favorite quotes from any of these shows if you watch them. But anyways, y'all let me know. And until next time, you guys have a great evening, day, night. Who knows? Bye.